All right. Are you an entrepreneur missing that integral element that could catapult your business to the next level? Today, in Talking Business with Ritz live expert interview, Angilie Kapoor, leadership coach, will reveal exactly what separates managers from game changing leaders. We will get to know her on a deeper level in the Know the Expert segment. She will be sharing three important topics around cultivating essential skills for entrepreneurial success in the Learn from the Expert segment. And finally, we will get to know how to work with her in the Work with the Expert segment. All this in Talking Business with Ritz live expert interview. Welcome, Fambam, to another episode of Talking Business with Ritz. This is your host, Ritzel Loreto Rectra. Today is all about cultivating your inner leader to harness full entrepreneurial potential. But before we continue, let me share with you what the show is about. So, Talking Business with Ritz is about showcasing the human behind the title before the offer. All right, now we explore topics and strategies that empower coaches, course creators, consultants, and service providers to enhance their business and personal growth. So, through these expert interviews and insightful discussion, we aim to provide valuable insights, actionable advice, and authentic connections within the business community. So, this is the platform where we focus on humanizing entrepreneurship. So, let's start with the first segment. All right. Let me change the angle to here. All right, now welcome to the Know the Expert segment where we get to know our spectacular guest on a personal level. So, our goal is to create a genuine connection so we can all relate on a more human level, whether she's revealing her favorite food or most embarrassing moments. I know we'll learn things that will surprise us and things that will remind us that we all share similar experiences. So, today we say hello. Let me just put her on stage. Here we go. We say hello to the acclaimed leadership coach, Angilie Kapoor, dedicated to serving entrepreneur for over 20 years towards visionary success. So from brand new startups to seasoned businesses, Angilie has guided hundreds of founders on leveling up their leadership skills. Now, her empowering and heart-centered approach is helping our community unearth their inner leader. So get ready for some laughs, insight, and a whole lot of personality. So let's meet our powerhouse guests, Coach Angilie Kapoor.
Hello.
All right. Here we go. Now, so welcome to the show, Coach Angilie.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having
All
me
right.
here. Glad to be here.
All right. Where are you now? Where are you right now, actually?
I'm actually located in Bali, Indonesia right now.
All right. So it's like we are off the same time. All right.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
all right. Okay, now, Coach, let me just change the angle. I'm going to ask you some guided questions.
Sure.
All right. Here we go. Now, who is Coach Angilie as a person and a coach?
Mm. Coach Angilie is somebody who is passionate about life. I love to
Mm.
travel. I love to eat. I love to experience new things. But I also love to have a positive impact on people and the things that I come across in life. I like to leave things and people in a better place than when I found them. And I am very much dedicated to continuous growth and development. I aim to every day go to sleep a more mature person than I woke up as. So, in a nutshell, that is who I am.
Wow. So, in your own words, could you tell us what you do and who you serve?
Yeah. So, as you mentioned, I am a leadership coach. I actually come from a background in healthcare. I was in healthcare for over 20 years, and I was a manager and a leader in healthcare for several years. And after a while, I decided to pivot and go into leadership coaching because, coaching and mentoring my staff and my physicians was something I was really passionate about. And one of the things that I loved, extremely loved in my job. So, I decided to pivot and go onto an entrepreneurial journey and start my own coaching business. And I've been doing that for several years now. And I started off helping fellow healthcare managers develop their leadership skills, but then started to gain clients who were also fellow coaches, fellow business owners, and entrepreneurs. And I've also even helped people develop in their careers as well. So definitely, it's all about leadership, becoming that leader that everybody has within them, just helping them to recognize that and embody that inner phenomenal leader that they have.
All right. Now let's go a little deeper. Now, what inspired you to become a leadership coach? When did you start it?
Yeah, so I actually started my first coaching business back in 2019. And
Mhm.
what really drove me to do that was just because the lack of proper training and preparation and development that I saw that existed in the workplace, and actually preparing and training and developing workplace managers and leaders, and working with different coaching clients in different industries. I also, started to recognize that it wasn't just in the professional business world that lack actually existed. It was actually everywhere. And when I started working with coaches and small business owners and entrepreneurs, I realized that the journey of what I went through as a leader and manager in the workplace was actually very similar to my own journey as an entrepreneur, and also what other entrepreneurs were doing as well. So that's really what drove me to start my own business and go into leadership coaching, was just seeing that lack and wanting to address it so that others didn't have to struggle and stumble through, years of mistakes like I did.
Yeah. Yeah, quite true. There's a lot of people who needs you, especially those who are just starting, and
Right.
probably those who already started, but their teams are growing. So yeah,
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah. All right, now for some fun random questions. Are you ready?
Sure.
Okay, now what is your favorite word and why?
That's a good one. What is my favorite word? I think my favorite word would be phenomenal. And the reason why I think that's my favorite word is because, like I said, we all have this inner phenomenal leader within us.
Mhm.
And when we recognize and embody that, it helps us to live a phenomenal, rich life. And so, to me, phenomenal is really energizing. It's really empowering, and it helps me to remember what it is that I'm really waking up every day trying to accomplish, is helping people be phenomenal.
Wow. All right, now who is your favorite inspirational leader?
My favorite inspirational leader is my mother. So I know that can kind of sound cliche, but it's true. My mom is a very strong woman who witnessed her going through her own struggles, witnessed her, going through her own development and growth, and she really inspired me to be strong and to be resilient and determined, and to you know embrace my differences and embrace who I truly am, and really want to strive to be positive and make an impact in my life. And so, yeah, she's definitely my favorite leader that I look up to.
Yay to mommy.
Yes. Love you,
All
mom, if you're
right.
watching.
Okay, now what are three words your friends would use to describe you?
mm, um, Three words they would use to describe me: power of the introvert, which I know is more than three words.
Okay.
But yeah, so power of the introvert, because I am an introvert, but I use those qualities in an empowering way.
Mhm.
Also resilient. I don't give up easily. Again, I've been on so many journeys that I was full of struggles and challenges and obstacles, and I don't think I've ever given up in my life. So definitely determined and resilient and passionate. I definitely have a passion for, enjoying life, enjoying what I do, and really enjoying, everything that all the opportunities and things that we have to that we're blessed to, have the opportunity to take part in.
All right. Now, what is an empowering mantra you like to live by?
I have several of them, but one of them is, always seek to understand before seeking to be understood. So that reminds
Mhm.
me to, really listen and have an open mind, an open perspective, and get to know people and the perspective that they're coming from and what their thoughts and feelings are before, I try and make myself be understood and make them see
Mhm.
things from my point of view. So that's definitely one that I use very frequently and has always come in very handy for me throughout my life and in my career.
Yeah, not only handy, it's a very powerful mantra, actually.
Mm, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right. Now, if you switch careers overnight, what would be your new profession?
That's a tough one because I definitely love what I do. I think if I were to switch profession, there are a few things that I have on my list that I definitely want to do in my life. That includes, being a screenwriter. So maybe that's
Screenwriting.
what I was, yeah, maybe that's what I would switch into overnight. Or I also want to try my hand in, singing and acting. So don't ask me where that comes from. Maybe we all have that dream, but maybe something that I would try out. It might only last for a couple of hours, but I could wake up and decide to do that.
Yeah, that would be fun. All right. Now, if you were a superhero, what
Mhm.
would your superpower be and what would be your name?
I think I have to go back to kind of the I don't even know what to call it, but my friends and some of my clients gave me the title of power of the introvert. And it was because, I've always been very introverted throughout my life, very shy, very quiet. And, when people started working with me as clients and me as a leadership coach, they really discovered that, even though I'm quiet and I kind of sit back and observe rather than do a lot of talking, that's
Mhm.
actually a power of mine because I'm able to, really observe what's really going on, see things from different perspectives, and then take time to really think about, okay, this is the best approach to take in
Mm.
solving a problem or something like that. So I think that's my superpower is being an introvert and being able to utilize that to help others.
All right. Now, share a fun or quirky habit people may not know about you.
Hmm, fun or quirky habits? I don't know. There's so many. What do I want to share?
Share one.
Yeah, I mean, gosh. Yeah, I don't know what I want to share. Any
Okay.
ideas? I mean, I definitely think we're all quirky in our own way. I mean, I have, like these weird habits of, my clothes have to be folded in a certain way and things like that. But anyway, I think that's more OCD stuff than a quirky habit.
All right. Now, next question. If you could give one piece of advice to aspiring entrepreneurs, what would it
Mhm.
be?
I think the first piece of advice that I would give that entrepreneurs are very much overwhelmed all the time. And so because
Do that.
we come in, yeah, we're on this journey where we don't know anything about what we're doing. Entrepreneurship doesn't come with a manual, even though there's all kinds of books and courses and programs you can take out there. If you're like me, I used to be a serial course taker. But regardless of whether it was guaranteed to work or not, it never seemed to work for me. And so, I think that the biggest piece of advice that I can give to a new entrepreneur would
Mhm.
be to be yourself, be genuine, be authentic, really figure out, what is your identity as an entrepreneur and what is it that you are trying to share with others or change in the world. Figure out what
Mhm.
that is and then just be genuine and authentic and be yourself and stop following the fads that are out there of how you should market or how you should create a product or what products you should create. If you're genuine and authentic, you will be led to what you need to do. So I think that's my biggest thing is, when I figured out that I just needed to be me and not anybody else, that's really where things started to take off for me.
All right. What a great advice. Okay, thank you very much for being so game and answering
Yeah.
my questions. Okay, now let me address the audience. So, all right, Fam Bam, as we wrap up the Know the Expert segment with Coach Angilie Kapoor here, it's clear we've uncovered more than just the professional side. So, stay tuned, Fam Bam, because we're about to dive into the heart of the discussion. Don't go away. We'll be right back after a few seconds. All right, now comes my favorite part in tapping into Coach Angelie's wealth of leadership wisdom. Welcome to the Learn from the Expert. This is your host, 𝐻𝐻𝐿𝐿𝐻𝐿, a content creator and process automation specialist. Join our free Facebook group, Talking Business with Ritz, live expert interview, and please like, subscribe, and follow my YouTube channel at 𝐻𝐻𝐿𝐿𝐻𝐿. Don't forget to hit the bell also to get notified for future episodes. All right, now our coach extraordinaire is breaking down her top tips for cultivating entrepreneurial success. She has, with over 20 years guiding executives, she knows exactly what it takes to step into the visionary leadership. So she plans to share incredible topics that details the core abilities every founder needs to take their venture to the next level. So from managing versus leading to navigating struggles to becoming a great entrepreneurial leader. But before we jump into the first topic, don't forget to know her on a more personal note in the Know the Expert segment. So, all right, let's talk business. Where's my drum roll? Okay, now in our first topic, we're tackling the where is our first topic? There we go. We're tackling a topic close to every entrepreneurial's heart. So let me just put it on screen from manager to leader. The difference between managing and leading as an entrepreneur. So, in the unpredictable journey of entrepreneurship, knowing the difference between managing and leading as an entrepreneur is very crucial. So, Coach Anjali here, what is the difference between managing and leading in the context of entrepreneurship?
Yes. So as an entrepreneur, managing is, being organized. So managing operations, managing people, managing processes and strategies, things like that. It's very hard skilled and is very strategic in how you do those. And then on the other hand, leading
Mhm.
is when you are influencing, inspiring, motivating, and empowering others. Now, I know in our societies
Mhm.
um, we tend to consider managing and leading as one and the same, but that couldn't be
Yeah.
further from the truth. And I very much figured this out when I was going through my own management journey in the workplace, is that, when you're coming in as a manager, again, it's very task focused, very functional, and you're just worrying about the operational things. So, finances, paying the bills, putting together action plans and processes and different strategies that you want to use in your business. But when it comes to truly becoming a leader and actually leading, that's really where your soft skills come in and your people skills, and where you are able to go from managing people to really influencing them and motivating them and inspiring them to help them to up level or become better versions of themselves. And that's really what the difference between managing and leading is. And it's something that not only managers in the workplace kind of miss out on, creating that difference and understanding the differences between them, but also entrepreneurs. And even though entrepreneurs aren't managers in a company or in the workplace per se, they are managers of their business, because especially as a new entrepreneur or founder or business owner, the first things that you're tackling are strategies and plans and operations of how you want your business to run. But on the other hand, when you are actually serving the people that you want to be serving and how you want to be serving them, that's where you need to become a leader and lead versus managing.
All right. Now, can you share a bit about your journey from being a manager to becoming a leader in your entrepreneurial career?
Yeah, it was actually very much, my entrepreneurial journey was very much similar to the journey that I went through as a manager in the workplace, though at the time I didn't realize it. Since then, I've learned that, journeys are very cyclical, and you will continue to go through the same journeys depending on, new situations and opportunities that you come across in life. But, my own experience was, when I went into deciding to go into business for myself, I really went through this. I had to figure out that there was a transition of, going from having secured employment, knowing how much I was going to make every couple of weeks, having health insurance and things like that, to really going into a business where there were so many unknowns. I didn't know how much I was going to make a month. I didn't have health insurance. So going into really that transition of having this kind of security blanket, but then not having a security blanket, and finding your comfort and security with that. So that was really the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey. And again, just like I'm sure other entrepreneurs, they really start off in the operational side, not realizing that there has to be a shift and a different approach, and even the use of a different skill set, and even a different side of the brain when you're going from managing versus leading.
Exactly. Yes, it is quite daunting actually you're doing it on your own now, instead of like when you are in a corporate world, somebody is telling you what to do. You have to follow
Exactly.
steps that you're going to follow so that you can perform whatever you need to perform. But when you are actually doing your own business, taking care of your own business, that one is like you're on your own, man.
Exactly. You're wearing multiple hats. It's all you.
Exactly. Now, the next question is, what key skills or qualities do you believe an entrepreneur needs to transition from managerial role to a leadership role?
Well, I've really found in my own journey, as well as working with others, is that it really stems from self-awareness. So embarking on a self-discovery journey. And I know it's weird, because I know when I figured that out, I was like, no way. So, instead of reading all these books and going to all these conferences and taking all these courses, all I really needed to do was figure out who I was. So yeah, but truly, being able to make that shift from managing to leading, you can only lead to the point to where you are a leader of yourself. So if you learn how to be a great leader to yourself and in your business and even in your life, then that will expand out into you being able to be a leader to others. And so that's really where it comes down to, is you really figuring out. That's why, the advice that I give to new entrepreneurs is really learn about yourself and figure out what is really genuine and authentic for you. Because
Mm,
if you know who you are as an entrepreneur and as a person, then that will, really guide you and direct you into what it is that you need to be doing in your business. So if you know your core values, which most of the time, whenever I ask anybody what their core values is, they can't tell me. They'll either rattle off their corporate company core values, or core values that they've created for their business, but is that really their core values? What are their personal core values? So figure out who you are. I call it your leader identity. Figure out
mm,
your mindset, how it is that you want to operate as an entrepreneur, and how is it that you want people to see you. If somebody were to describe you as an entrepreneur, how do you want, what, just like the question you asked me, what are three people would describe me as? How do you want people describing you as when they get asked that question about you? So really
mm.
determining your leader identity, your entrepreneurial identity, and then going from there.
All right. Yeah. So, you know, every entrepreneurs wear many hats, as you've mentioned earlier, right? Now,
Right.
how you as an entrepreneur, how do you balance the operational aspects of managing with the strategic aspect of leading
Mm,
yourself, and of course, if you have other people under you, like for example, you outsource your to VAs and to any other like business managers or whatever. So
right, right.
how do you balance that?
Yeah, actually, again, this was when I was super overwhelmed as an entrepreneur, as well as when I was a manager in the workplace. And I had to figure out how to overcome that overwhelm. So I actually created a framework that I call the hats of leadership. And what I did is I took my job description and thought about what
Mhm.
it is that I did on a daily basis. And I split that up into three buckets. So the
Mhm.
buckets that I came up with were behind the scenes. So that is your operational stuff that most people don't see or realize is going on, because it's all happening in the background behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Then there's the in the spotlight bucket, which is the leading category, which is, what people see, what they identify you as an entrepreneur or a manager or a leader elsewhere, how they really, perceive you as being. And that's the in the spotlight bucket. And then the other bucket I call in the director's chair. And that's kind of a mix of in the spotlight and behind the scenes, because it's really about forecasting and having, a perspective of seeing big picture and really thinking about what can happen in the future and how you want that to happen. So those are the different buckets that I really created and started to separate the things that I do
Mhm.
into them. And when I kind of, and I included, like what part of the brain I use, if they're hard skills or soft skills, I could really see from putting it out on paper in these categories, where my strengths were, where my weaknesses were. And it was really, it really helped me to focus all that overwhelm into more focused approaches of, what I needed to do, and the skills and the side of the brain and approaches I needed to take them in. So that's how I figured out how to overcome my overwhelm, was by creating a framework called the hats of leadership.
Wow. All right. Now, do you think mentorship plays a role in developing leadership skills? And have you had a mentor who influenced your leadership style?
Yes. So I do believe that mentorship, can be a great way to develop as a leader and as an entrepreneur and a business person. In my experience, because I've had bad mentors as well as
Mhm.
phenomenal mentors. So,
Mhm.
what I ultimately learned is that, because entrepreneurship and being a leader is something that we're not taught, and it's something that there's no handbook for. There's a lot of people out there who, I call it, silently struggle. Like, you can see, you see a person is a public success, but in private, they're actually a failure. So, so there are those people out there that exist. So what I learned is that, if I'm seeking a mentor, to really seek what I'm really looking for in a mentor, to really look at, are they genuine and authentic in what they do and what they say and how they act and the words that they use? Are they, what I would call a leader that I want to be, so that they can teach me how to be a leader like that as well. And so, I definitely feel like mentorship can be huge in helping to develop your leadership skills as an entrepreneur. But again, you have to be careful. You have to find somebody who really genuinely is successful and is somebody that, you want mentoring you to develop in what it is that you're doing.
All right. Thank you about that. Thank you very much for that. Now, every entrepreneur has battled obstacles on their way to the summit. So now for some real talk, let's now jump to the second topic. So our second topic is overcome the struggles, addressing the root causes holding back aspiring entrepreneurs. So, Coach Angilie, can you share some common struggles you've observed among aspiring entrepreneurs?
Yeah, so I have this little list that I made up, but I know that we're not going to have time to go over it all. But, there's always this fear of failure and really this inability to get out of our comfort zone. So that's definitely one that I see in entrepreneurs a lot, especially, going up their first time, your first attempt at being an entrepreneur. The fear is real. And it's not anything, there's nothing wrong with you if you're scared. It's very common because we're just, we fear things that we don't know about. We have a fear of the unknown and you're a failure. So that's very common for new entrepreneurs. Also, we talked about it, time management, being overwhelmed, not knowing how to properly prioritize your time as well as your energy and things like that. So, just having that lack of clarity, like I talked about, role clarity, really creating that clarity in terms of the different hats you wear and really knowing what your strengths and weaknesses are. Also, there's, doubting yourself, imposter syndrome, having self-doubt and letting that kind of, hinder you from moving forward and making progress in your entrepreneurial journey. So that is real as well. And also, we talked about it a little bit, delegating, hiring, and training and managing new staff when you get to that point. A lot of entrepreneurs have never had to do that. So it can be really daunting and really intimidating when you're having to do that for the first time. So that's there as well. And then also perfectionism and procrastination. I know for me, I had always gone through my career thinking that it was being a perfectionist was a strength. And then when I became an entrepreneur, I actually figured out that it was a huge weakness because my perfectionism caused me to procrastinate. I spent, I think, like 4 months working on my website, thinking I needed a website before I could launch my business.
You're not alone.
Yeah, no, I know that everybody does that. But the thing is I figured out that I was really using that excuse of being a perfectionist to procrastinate because I had a fear of putting myself out there. So there's this onion of, things you have to uncover and figure out, that's why I'm a perfectionist and why it's taking me months to build a website that should only take me 3 days. So yeah, that's a huge one for entrepreneurs that I see all the time. Also competition. There's tons of competition out there, and really letting that scare you or keep you from, putting yourself out there and taking risks and having that be something that stops you and hinders you from your full potential as an entrepreneur. And of course, burnout. Again, like we talked about, We wear multiple hats. When you become an entrepreneur for the first time, you were doing everything. And, because what we're doing as entrepreneurs, we're really passionate about. I know that I have, definitely overworked myself. I used to work like 18 hours a day, never had a weekend, never took a vacation. But it's really important to recognize your priorities, especially, being aware of self-care and how, if you're not taking care of yourself, then you're not able to put your best foot out there and serve others. So it's really important, even though sometimes, it might seem inconvenient to take time off or, take care of ourselves. It's really necessary. Otherwise, our body is going to make us take time off in ways that we wish that it didn't. And again, when you are taking care of yourself, you're able to take care of others and put your best foot forward out there in the world. So.
All right. So, in your experience, how crucial is a mindset shift for overcoming obstacles? And can you share an example?
Oh, yeah. I've actually written 2.5 books on mindset. So it's hugely important. That was actually when I first discovered mindset and what it truly is for the first time. That was really the first stepping stone for me in going on a self-discovery journey and going on a leader transformational journey for me. And so, yeah, mindset is huge. If you're like me, like how I was, when I heard the word mindset, I never really understood what it was, but, I kind of pretended like I did. I always thought it was, my attitude, my, personality, things like that. But when I really dove into what mindset truly is, it shocked me at how powerful our minds truly are. And for most of the time, your mind is working against you and keeping you from, growing and fulfilling your fullest potential. And so, yeah, mindset is huge. If there's anything that you like deep dive into, mindset would be the thing that I would recommend, because it's so crucial. Again, mind body connection. Our mind is so powerful that it influences our emotions, our physical bodies, our energy, our spiritual connection. So that's how powerful our mind is. So really understanding what mindset is, and more crucially what your mindset is yeah, it's vital to your success in my opinion.
All right. Now, entrepreneurship often involves setbacks. Okay, now
Yes.
how can aspiring entrepreneurs build resilience to navigate challenges?
I think we definitely, touched about it in terms of mindset. And mindset encompasses lots of things. We talk about having self-doubt and imposter syndrome. We also talk about, having that inner critic. If any of you have heard that phrase before, that inner critic with that negative self-talk and having limiting beliefs. Again, that is all in our psyche that most of the time we don't even realize is processing and the programs are running in our brains automatically that we never realized before. So really creating self-awareness and really starting to recognize what thoughts go through your mind when things happen, especially negative things. When you are in a stressful situation or something negative happens, what's going through your mind? What type of thought patterns do you have? What kind of behaviors do you have? I know for me, before I started to learn about mindset, I thought I was a super positive person, and had this, really strong mindset, but it could not have been further from the truth at the time. And so really starting to recognize, the self-talk and the thought patterns that I had when I was under stress or when something didn't go right and my day started to go wrong, really starting to recognize what it was that I was doing internally that affected me externally. So for me, one of the things I recognized that when something went wrong was that I went into that woe is me moment of why is this happening to me? And it really started to I started to realize that it really attracted more negativity to me rather than help me to get out of that negative situation. So again, the things that you say to yourself, the thoughts that go through your mind, really recognizing that and building a healthy, strong, positive mindset to where, when you do run into challenges and obstacles, you have the mindset that you need that will help you to get through that so much quicker and with less mess. And so really building your confidence and your resilience and understanding what types of things are going through your head and how that really affects you on all kinds of different levels.
Yeah, true that. Let's just give a banana to that talking monkey
Exactly.
to shut him up.
Exactly.
All right. Now, so far, we've covered the journey from a manager to leader and then identified some root causes of the struggles that entrepreneurs face. Now comes the fun part. Let's go to the third topic: leadership redefine components of becoming a great entrepreneurial leader. So,
Mm-hmm.
vision without execution is just hallucination. So, Coach Angeline, you like that?
I heard that a different way, but I like that one better.
Now, Coach Angeli here is revealing the exact skills and traits needed to walk the walk of leadership. Now,
Mm-hmm.
forget vague ideas. We're getting tactical here. So, Coach Angeli, to set up the stage once again, how would you define leadership in the context of entrepreneurship?
Yes. So leadership in terms of entrepreneurship, I define as, being genuine and being authentic and having the ability to inspire, influence, and empower others in a positive way. As a manager, if you're managing operations, you're not able to
Mhm.
do any of that. So really figuring out, your inner leader and embodying your inner leader and really going out there and serving the people that you are meant to serve, by being able to empower and influence them in a positive way.
All right. Now, could you tell us what are the components of becoming a great leader?
Yeah, there are actually several components that I found throughout my own experience as well as in working with others, working with my clients. And we've touched on a couple already. So, the ability to have leader role clarity.
Mhm.
So again, knowing who it is that you are and how you want to be perceived by others, is super important. Knowing your core values, and it'll really keep you focused as well. So you won't have that, squirrel. You things aren't working. It happens to me all the time. Things aren't working as you want it to in your business, and you see this new strategy or new product or something like, oh, let me see what that's all about. And then before you know it, you're so far from your actual path that it's hard for you to find your way back. But yeah,
Yeah.
knowing, yeah, having a solid leader role clarity and
Mhm.
also leader identity, which we talked about as well, is really important in helping you to stay focused, and not to get deterred, from, with the, what do they call it? The blinging. Yeah.
Shiny object.
Yeah. Shiny object syndrome. Yes.
All right.
We
So having,
also,
Mhm. Go ahead. Go ahead.
oh, also having leader mindset, which we talked about quite a
Mhm.
bit, having the proper mindset. As you dive into mindset and what it is and how to create a healthy, strong, positive mindset, you'll learn all about the positive and negative mindsets, the growth versus fixed, also the lack scarcity versus abundant, successful mindset. So yeah, figuring out where your current mindset is,
Mhm.
and in what directions you need to go to create the mindset to where it's going to help you instead of hinder you in your entrepreneurial journey. Also, we also talked about the mind body connection. So realizing that, our mind is so powerful that it affects the different, components of who we are as a person. So your physical, mental, emotional, energetic, things like that. So recognizing that. And also having that, being able to holistically be in balance and alignment, so that you can serve people to the best of your ability. Also having the ability to create what I call empowering rituals. And that kind of goes hand in hand with being intentional. So, one of the things that I learned and I see all the time with people is that, we kind of are by default kind of subject to the circumstances and things that really happen in our life. And we don't really recognize that we can actually take control and have our day and our lives go the way we want them to instead of letting life happen to us. So really being intentional about, your goals and how your day starts and how you want your day to go, your year to go, things like that. And, that kind of goes hand in hand with having an ability to create empowering rituals for yourself so that you are constantly being intentional, you're constantly being mindful, and really being the captain of your own ship, really, in your business and in your life. Also, I've found that having a gratitude practice is super important as well. It puts you in a high frequency of energy as well as in a positive mindset and having a positive attitude. Something that's super easy to do. We all know how to do it. Doesn't take any time at all. And it's just so powerful that it puts you in a different mood within seconds. So that's one of the things that I consider a component of being a successful entrepreneurial leader. Also understanding that leadership is all about the human experience. I think that's super important for somebody to recognize. And I touched on it a little bit, as as an entrepreneur, being able to influence and empower others and using your gifts, and then really recognizing at the core of leadership is understanding the human experience. So that's really where that comes from. And then I have, tons of other stuff that I go through in my coaching programs with people. But yeah, there's several components. And it might seem like a lot, but the thing to remember is that leadership is not a destination or a title. It's a journey. It's a process. You're constantly, even the leaders who are in very high leadership consciousness and at high levels of being great leaders, they are constantly growing and developing and progressing. So it's a journey that never stops. But so far in my experience, and then also in helping people on their journeys, there, like I said, there's several components that I found, really are vital components to somebody becoming a great leader. And, I'm sure that list is going to continue to grow because it always does. But yeah.
All right. Now, as an entrepreneurial leader, and this is my last question on this item, how do you envision building a lasting legacy for your business or within your industry?
Yeah, for me, again, it's all about creating that positive impact and being able to, really address the lack of, leadership development. And I call it, one of my taglines for my business is addressing the consciousness crisis in the world. And so for me, it's, if I can help broaden somebody's mind and help them to recognize the bright light that they truly are and help them to recognize that, they're meant for so much more, then I've done my job.
Wow. All right. This is an OMG and so many value bombs from Coach Angilie. So as we end this enlightening segment, learn from the expert. We've uncovered the difference between managing and leading, identified the real root cause of common struggles that affects entrepreneurships, and also we've learned the components of becoming a game changer entrepreneurial leader. So stay tuned, everybody, because when we return, Coach Angilie will be sharing ways on how to work with her. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. welcome to the Work with the Expert segment. Coach Angilie had generously shared 3 topics in the Learn from the Experts segment that are all related to cultivating essential skills for entrepreneurial success. So let me just flash them again. So the first topic that was shared is the difference between managing and leading as an entrepreneur. The second is the addressing the root causes holding back aspiring entrepreneurs. And the third topic is about components of becoming a great entrepreneurial leader. All right, now do watch the Learn from the Expert segment to know more about these topics. Okay, now Fambam, it's your chance to dive even deeper. She's not just sharing insights, she's offering actionable steps to propel your entrepreneurial journey. So listen up, Bambam. Coach Angilie Kapoor is an experienced leadership coach. She is the founder of the of Oversight Global, where she provides bespoke leadership coaching. She has 20 years of experience in the leadership industry. Now, her mission is to address the consciousness crisis that's in the world, especially specifically in the arena of leadership in all facets and sectors. So to bring to the light, to help people, specifically aspiring leaders, become aware of what they are missing in their roles, in life, in their bodies, in their health, in their relationship, everything, okay? That they are meant for so much more than they could ever imagine. So, all right, let me change the angle. Could you tell us, Coach Angilie, what you have for us today?
Yeah, so for this wonderful audience, I actually have my latest book that I released about a month and a half ago is called Leader Mindset Activation. So again, a book on mindset, how it's super important to being a leader, especially an entrepreneurial leader. So I actually have a book bundle that includes my new book, Leader Mindset Activation. It also comes with 3 bonus gifts, 2 mini training videos and guides that are on overcoming your limiting beliefs as well. The other one is on common behaviors that tend to hold us back as entrepreneurs. And then I also have the other bonus is gratitude. It's on a gratitude practice. Then it's a video compilation of a series that I ran a couple years ago. But I put together a collection of the 3 best videos out of that series. And then the 4th bonus is a actual high performance strategy call with me. It is not a sales call in disguise. It's an actual coaching call where for 30 minutes, I work with you on coming to, identify where it is that you want to get to and what things might be holding you back, and coming up with a strategy and plan to help you get there. So that's what I have for you today is that book bonus. And I also have the accompanying digital workbook that goes with that, the Leader Mindset Activation Workbook. And for this group, giving a super deep discount, it actually sells for $69. I'll typically put it on special for $39, but for this group, I'm giving you a special coupon to purchase that for $19, which, having that digital workbook is like having me sitting there with you, going through Leader Mindset Activation book and going through the different exercises that are in there to help you understand mindset, how to uncover your own mindset, and then the tools and techniques you need to start transforming your mindset to, being successful and having it help you instead of hinder you. And then also I'm providing a 65% off coupon for any of my courses. I have a course on overcoming your inner critic. So how to outsmart your inner critic and step into your power. And then my other course is called Rituals of Greatness, which I touched on being able to create empowering routines. So that both those courses, I'm giving you guys a coupon for 65% off. So I'm getting an awesome deal on that.
All right. There's a coupon code running at the bottom. for those who are going to watch or are watching right now, there's the coupon code Talking Biz with Ritz, WBS So use that and take advantage of this offer that Coach Angilie is giving us. All right, now, do you have any personal advice or words of wisdom you'd like to share with our audience?
Yeah, I think parting words would just be, we are about to wrap up 2023 and going into 2024. And my words of wisdom would just be, be intentional with how you're going into 2024 and really make it your year. Over the past several years, I've been very intentional about creating goals for my year, every New Year's and every year. It's become a practice that's become more successful for me and helping me to manifest what it is that I'm truly desiring and wanting to accomplish within the year. So super important, be intentional. Take the time to really understand who you are, what you want in your business, and how it is that you want to impact people with your business, and create goals that are going to help you accomplish that for next year. So, with that, I wish everybody happy holidays and the best success and luck with 2024.
All right, thank you for sharing that insightful perspective to our audience and listeners. Now, let's circle back to those fantastic offers. Fantastic offers you prepared for us, and let us know how we can how they can reach you.
Yeah, so my website is www.oversight.global.com, and that's OVERSIGHT global.com. So you can definitely go on there, and I have a products and services page where you can find all of those products that I talked about, and offering you guys some super great deals. Also learning more about me and what I do in my coaching experiences. Also, I have a super resourceful YouTube channel that I think is a great free resource for everyone out there. And the handle for that is just at Oversight Global. So you can find that on YouTube. Also, feel free to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, as well as LinkedIn. And, Facebook, it's Oversight Global. Instagram, it's Oversight Global 1356. And then LinkedIn, Oversight Global. And then feel free to email me if you'd like. It's Angilie@oversightglobal.com if you have any questions or, want some direction.
Okay, so this is the YouTube channel at Oversight Global. And then, I didn't catch the rest. So just, I have the Facebook here. This is your personal profile, right?
It is, yes.
Okay, so it's Angilie.Kapoor. So you can also DM her directly to that Facebook personal profile. All right. Okay, now to our viewers and listeners, please reach out to our expert guest, Coach Angilie Kapoor, and visit her website to know more about her offerings. All right, now this is such a very insightful and actionable episode, Coach Angilie. Unforgettable. I will definitely keep this on my website.
Sounds good.
Oh, it's running in YouTube. No worries. They're all there. Okay, now I want to express my heartfelt thanks to you for zoning in a very important topic of leadership, cultivating essential skills for entrepreneurial success. I know it's a very short time and it's like a mini what do you call that, masterclass that you've given us today. Thank you very much for that. And I hope we could have you once again.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Thank you so much for having me. I'd be happy to come back.
All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Coach Angilie Kapoor. All right, Fam Bam. Thank you all for joining us today in Talking Business with Ritz. I hope you found valuable insights and, that will propel you on your entrepreneurial journey. Remember, leadership is not just about the destination, as Coach said earlier, but the journey of growth and impact. So, as we wrap up, I encourage you to reflect on the components we've explored today and how you can apply them in your business. Watch the replay. There are so many value bombs that were given by Coach Angilie. All right, now mark your calendars for our next episode where we'll go into more exciting topics with another inspiring guest. So if you're not on Facebook group, if you're not in the my Facebook group, come and join and get the chance to network with like-minded individuals and have your offers posted every Friday. Now, also please like, follow, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, handle at 𝐿𝐼𝐼 to be informed of the next episode. So until then, ladies and gentlemen, lead with passion. All right. Innovate with purpose. And always, always, always stay inspired. Okay, now this is 𝐿𝐼𝐼 and Coach Angilie Kapoor. Stay safe and healthy, and I can't wait to catch you on the next episode of Talking Business with Ritz. Bye, everyone.